Hey everybody, it's Matt Madison with Doug Madison Realty. Hope you are well today. It's a beautiful day on the lake down in North Carolina. If you're looking for real estate in North Carolina, give me a call. Be glad to help you find something. But today, what I want to do is I want to take a few minutes and I want to talk about the question that a lot of people have on their mind today. And that's, where is the real estate market going? Are we in a bubble? Well, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about where we were pre-2008 and where we are today and what the differences are. So, first we'll start off, kind of look at 2020. 2020 we had an overall over 10% increase in appreciation in real estate. In 2021, it's predicted that we're going to have nationally a 5% increase in property values over the next 12 months. In my particular area, it's actually projected to be over 11%, as it is in many parts of the country. So the real estate market is good. As we look at what the differences are between what happened in 2008 and where we are today, we go back to one of the things that I've talked about on a couple of my videos before, and that is the one leading indicator is months supply. Now let me explain to you what months supply is in case you didn't see my previous videos. So months supply is simply this. If we didn't take any more listings from right now today, how long would it take at current demand to sell the real estate that was currently on the market? Now, a balanced market is 6 months. That's a balanced market. That's where buyers and sellers are at balance. So, in 2008 and leading up to 2008, basically your month supply was between 5 months and 11 months. Closer to 11 months, the closer that we got to 2008. What does that tell you? That tells you that there was a lot more supply than there was demand, right? So that's a totally different story than it is today. If you've paid attention to the news, if you know what's going on in the real estate market, you know that there are more buyers in the market than there are sellers. Now, I just want to take a few minutes and kind of talk about that, why that's the case. I think one of the biggest factors is the coronavirus. I've seen it in my own real estate business. People just aren't comfortable with strangers coming through their homes. Now, possibly with the vaccine rollout and more people getting vaccinated and stuff like that, things are going to maybe turn around as far as that's concerned. But I think that's one of the major factors. Number two is this. If you put your home on the market today, there's a good possibility that within a couple of days you will have multiple offers on your home. Congratulations, you sold in a seller's market, right? Well, guess what? Now you get to go be in the mosh pit with everybody else, right? You get to go and make an offer on a property that's potentially got other offers on it. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that just don't want to take the risk of not knowing where they're going to go. So those are two of the concerns of why perhaps that we're in the current dilemma that we are right now. Another issue is new construction, right? Inflation. Before the coronavirus, you could go to Lowe's and pick up a 2x4 for $2.17. Now, a 2x4 is over $8. Well, guess what? Guess who does the builder just say, oh, I'll just cover that. I'm going to give you the price of the home for the same amount that I could have built it for last year. No, they're going to pass that on to the buyer, to the consumer. And so what you've got to figure is there's probably a whole lot less building going on due to the fact that we've got this material increase in prices. And why have materials gone up? Well, it's simply this. There's no production, right? When plants close down, lumber mills close down, there's less production, which means there's less product. But you know what? There's not less demand for it, right? So what happens when you have more demand and less supply? The prices go up. But anyway, let's get back to this 2008 versus 2020. I digress, I apologize. So another factor when you're looking at what's the difference is in 2008, I don't know if you remember this or not, but in 2008, and especially the years leading up before that, there was what's called a no-doc loan. No-doc loan, that means no documentation. I know because I got one, right? And that just means they don't need any documentation. They just call you up on the phone and say, hey, how much money do you need? And you're just like, here's what I need. And they're like, okay, when do you want to close? A lot of loans were done that way, where they didn't document work history, credit, anything like that. So that led to some issues, some major issues within the lending field. Well, what's happened now is lending, of course, has gotten way more stringent. Well, what does that do? Well, it keeps the people that can't get the credit. They're going to have to find some temporary housing, such as rental homes and stuff like that. The rental market is absolutely as tight as the sales market, because there's not as many people that can get in homes, can get qualified for homes, as there once was. So the credit market and lenders have actually paid attention to what happened in 2008, and they've got their act together. But guess what? So did the buyers. So did the public. Because before 2008, there was a major cash out refinance bonanza, right? Dave Ramsey, the financial expert that many of you know just by me saying his name, said that many people looked at their houses as a ATM with shingles on it. That's what they did. And so guess what they did? They went and cashed out all their equity, and then when the market adjusted, guess what happened? All of a sudden, they owed more on their house than what it was worth. Now, you know, my dad has told me several things, but the one thing I'm going to tell you that he told me today is that the real estate market is cyclical, right? What goes up must come down. But what we saw in 2008 is it fell off the cliff, and it took a while to start building itself back up. So what happened? Well, there's a lot of people that when it fell off the cliff, they couldn't maintain until it came back. So those are some of the issues that are different between this time and the last time. Another thing is millennials. Millennials are now getting of age, right? They're getting married, they're having children, and they're having families, and they're ready to buy real estate. So that's a huge factor in what we're seeing in real estate these days, is that the millennials are actually in the market buying properties, that sort of thing. So the bottom line is this. I know people are concerned that prices are continuing to go up, and we've seen this all before in 2008 and that sort of thing. But there are some distinct differences between 2008 and 2020. And we just need to continue to be vigilant in keeping our debt down. Don't don't use your cash out refinance right now. Just wait and see how things settle down once the vaccines come out, once the coronavirus is hopefully behind us, and see if this market will stabilize. The other thing, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this, was the fact that 824 billion, that's billion with a B, $824 billion worth of cash out refinances were done in before 2008 crash. That is a whopping amount of money. If you look at it today, only a third of refinances were done during this period as were done before 2008. So I think really you guys out there are getting wiser with your money, and I hope you will continue. If this video was helpful to you, please like it and comment and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care and God bless, and I'll see you soon.